What is a wash house? You might have heard this before and not know exactly what goes on inside of one. A wash house is basically where raw denim goes to be transformed. When you buy a brand new pair of jeans, they usually come super stiff, super dark, almost like a blank canvas. But think about your favorite old pair of jeans. The ones that feel soft, broken in, almost like they've been through life with you. That look doesn't just happen by chance. Wash houses are the labs where denim get that character. Back in the day, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s, brands were obsessed with recreating that vintage beat-up look. They wanted jeans that looked like they had been skated in, worked in, lived in for 10 years straight out of the store. So they started experimenting. Whiskers across the thighs to mimic the creases from sitting down, honeycombs behind the knees, fading along the thighs where fabrics would naturally wear, and even bleach splatters to look like paint stains or sun-bleached patches. Those little details became symbols of authenticity, even though they were manufactured. But not every method was safe. One of the big techniques that blew up in the 2000s was sandblasting. Literally shooting sand at the denim under high pressure to wear it down and give it that dusty vintage vibe. The problem was it came at a huge human cost. The fine silica dust workers were breathing in caused a deadly lung disease called silicosis. People were getting sick, even dying, just from trying to recreate a look. Because of that, sandblasting has been banned across most of the industry, and it's a reminder of how far fashion has to go in terms of responsibility. Today, wash houses have moved towards safer and more sustainable techniques. They'll use stonewashing, where pumice stones are tumbled with the denim to create natural fading and texture. There's enzyme washing, where special enzymes actually eat away at the cotton fibers to soften and age the fabric without all the dust. Then there's hand sanding, where workers literally rub the jeans by hand to create those whisker patterns and distressed creases. And of course, bleaching and tinting, controlled chemical processes that give denim that worn, lived-in look or unique color tone. What most people do not know is that these techniques are designed to fake what used to take years of wearing your jeans every single day. And when you look closely at the whiskers, the fades, the abrasions, you start to see the story they're trying to tell. In this video, I'm going to show you how those details are actually made step by step, so you can see the craft, the danger, and the artistry that goes into turning a plain piece of denim into something that feels like it's already lived a whole nother life. Hello, my name is Hayden Alexander. Today we are going to be learning how to wash your denim. I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn your jeans from looking like this to this. Let's get a close up. Alright, so looking at them close up, the few things that we're going to be focusing on is the whiskers, the fades, and the overall lightening of the indigo. These are very inspired off of like early 2000s washes that they were doing, such as Diesel. A lot of them were doing pretty aggressive washes. It's not really common as much anymore, but let's get into it. Alright, so here on the table I have everything laid out that we're going to be using. I'm going to explain it kind of one by one pretty briefly before we actually start. These are a couple of like cheap mixing bowls for the bleach and water dilution. This is like a sponge type rag. You could also use this, but the toothbrush works as well. So those three things are all going to be potentially used depending on what works best for you for the whiskers and some of the fading. Here we have bleach. This is a spray bottle, but the thing about this is that this is a continuous mist, so as I squeeze it, it pretty much will let out a continuous mist without stopping for a couple seconds. It's pretty crucial. This is a starch. I don't really use this that much, but we're going to show how you can incorporate it. These are like steel scrub brushes. That's going to help with lifting the indigo, as well as the sandpaper. These are like dish gloves to keep your hands from getting burned by the acid. And then lastly, we have the jeans that we're going to be working on, and then we have a 3M mask to help us from breathing in all the toxic fumes. That's also very crucial, and I recommend using that, or else you will feel dizzy after this. Now we are going to, believe it or not, get in the shower with these jeans on.
Get in the shower with the jeans on?
Yes. That's what we're going to be doing.
Yes, my professor's a little weird.
Alright, so get the denim fully soaked. The reason that we're doing this is going to help the jeans really mold to our body. So squat in the jeans, and this is going to start to give your first impressions of whiskers and whatnot. So once we're done, we're going to use all these creases essentially as a reference guide of where to put our bleach. We're literally using the wire brush, and we're actually putting a bunch of pressure onto the denim to lift indigo. Where you do this is where the fades are going to be most intense.
Oh, yeah.
If you can see here, you know, you can already tell that it's dripping blue water.
The indigo washing away.
Alright, so the way that I'm like extending my leg and making that denim stretch right there is what's going to resemble whiskers coming in from the inner thigh.
Right.
We're going to do this even more though once we're out of the shower, to be honest. The jeans have been washed in the shower, changed. We're going to throw them in the dryer for like 10 to 15 minutes. Throw those in there. Alright, as you can see, my nails and my fingertips are starting to turn blue.
Which is a good sign.
Yeah, you're not losing oxygen yet. This is what the jeans are looking like as of right now. There's not too much wear yet, but this is where we're about to actually put in the real work. Step the jeans out of the dryer. I am currently wearing them and they are damp. We are going to take our 80 and whatever grit sandpaper you have. For this first step, to be honest, the rougher the sandpaper, the better. Put a leg up and sand away. And as you can see now with the like coarse sandpaper and that they're a little bit drier, the color's lifting pretty quickly. I'll kind of just like rotate between the different textures that I'm using. Alright, so after doing a little bit of sanding and whatnot, another technique you can do to keep and hold those creases in place is actually use spray starch while you're wearing the jeans. So you're essentially just going to squat and spray the starch into the areas where you want them to crease. You're going to want to hit the back of your knee pretty heavily. See how light this leg is already though compared to this one? For the knees specifically, the difference is that, you know, we can sand up here because it's our upper thigh, but when you're creasing your knee, you can't really like sand in there.
Smurf.
My hands look like this, so yours will look like that. Okay, it is insanely hot and we are dying out here right now. But this is what the jeans are looking like. The next step is going to be doing some highlighting with a water bleach dilution, and we're going to be doing this by hand before we actually do the heavy bleaching. So we got our masks on. We're going to start by mixing like a 75 or even like a 80-20 mix of like water to bleach. And we're gonna mark the inside of the hand, so that'll kind of give us an indicator of like how quickly it'll lighten.
Yeah, we got a minute. I'm gonna cut it. Keep going.
Yeah, show that for a sec. Okay, so with the toothbrush, I've just been taking it and essentially going over the existing lines and just kind of using the tip of the brush. Kind of like that. You have to turn this off.
Didn't waste it when you're big bleach guy.
Now we are going to spray them with our water and bleach dilution. But first, come here. It's important that you want to have your jeans flat along this inseam. So I gave it like a full coat on the front. Now I'm going to give it a full coat on the back. We're going to be doing this like a few times. So this is what the pants are looking like right now. Took me about an hour of bleaching and about like 4 to 5 bottles. Refilled it about 4 to 5 times. So now we're gonna wash all this bleach up.
Class is dismissed. If you learned something new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments what you want to learn next.